AFC Championship round recap of the 2026 playoffs, where we saw the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos face off in the AFC, and the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks face off in the NFC. What a wild weekend of football that we had, and now we're left with just one game for this season, the Super Bowl 60. So let's figure out who is going and how they got there. Starting off with the AFC, we have your AFC champions of the 2026 season, the New England Patriots, defeating the Denver Broncos in an ugly snow game. 10-7 was the final score in this one, and man, oh man, was it a slog. It was a defensive-minded torrential weather, brutal game. Not entirely fun to watch, but they got the job done. The Patriots going to the Super Bowl yet again, and let's figure out how they got there. Starting off with the game flow, we have the Patriots winning the opening coin toss and choosing to defer. So that allows Jarrett Stidham, 7-year NFL pro, making his 4th or 5th ever start in the NFL. First start this season, he goes out there, takes the field for the Broncos, and has a swift 3-and-out. The Broncos held the ball for just 1 minute and 30 seconds before punting it away to the Patriots, 56 yards, and the Patriots take over on offense. Now the Patriots, they don't have Jarrett Stidham, they have Drake May at quarterback, so what do? They hold the ball for 1 minute and 30 seconds while also going 3-and-out. So, two sides of the same coin. They do the exact same thing on their first possessions. And so the Patriots punt it back to the Broncos, but they only gain 41 yards on this gig. So now, Stidham, he sets up for his second series. He goes back-to-back incomplete passes on first and second down. And then, on third and 10, he uncorks a deep shot over the right numbers to a wide open Marvin Mims Jr. And Christian Gonzalez, former All-Pro Bowler. Christian Gonzalez is the one in coverage, and he has to make a diving effort to tackle Mims and save the touchdown. So now, the pass is good for 52 yards, and it sets up the Broncos for first and goal at the 7-yard line. And then we see a 1-yard run from R.J. Harvey, and then Jarrett Stidham rolls to his right on second down and finds a wide open Cortland Sutton in the corner of the end zone for the first score of the game. Broncos lead 7-0 at home, and they kick it off to the Patriots once again. Patriots get the ball back, and this time they successfully pick up a first down, but then they gain just 3 yards on the following 3rd and 12, and that forces them to punt once again. So, for the Broncos' third possession, they get set up at their own 23-yard line, and oh yeah, it was a horrible punt by the Patriots, 33-yard punt to set up the Broncos at the 23-yard line, and they are also forced to punt after picking up just 1 first down. So both offenses essentially playing the same, except we have that 152-yard ball from Stidham making the difference. Outside of that, all struggles. So now the Patriots, they set up for their third series at the 20-yard line. They gain 4 yards on first down, And then on second down, Drake May gets sacked for 9. So they're forced to face a 3rd and 15, and Drake May passes it to Ramondre Stevenson, and the pass is well short. I mean, it lands basically at the feet of Stevenson, and it falls incomplete. So Patriots have to punt once again, and this time it's a 43-yard punt, setting up the Broncos in pretty good territory at their own 43-yard line. So Stidham and the running back rotations of Harvey, Jaleel McLaughlin, I think it was like Drew Peterson, something like that. They slowly managed to inch down the field towards Patriots territory, and they are able to set themselves up in the red zone with a 3rd and 6 from the 19-yard line. So it's a make or break moment, you know, based on the results of this play. If you're going to score another touchdown, go up 14 at home, or if you're going to settle for 3. So we see on 3rd down, Jarrett Stidham takes the snap, tucks it, runs, dives for the pylon, and he's just short of the line to gain. It's so close, but they play it back, and his knee is down, ball in his right hand, and he's not there. He's not quite there. So it's like a 4th and 1, but really is 4th and inches. So Sean Payton has an important decision to make. Is he going to leave the offense out on the field, or is he going to go and take the 3 points, the safe move? Sean Payton takes a timeout, ponders his options, and he decides, we're going to go for it. We're going to run a play here, not just try and catch them offsides. We are going to pick up this 1st down, score a touchdown, and go up 14 points. Well, at least that's how he thought it would play out. But they snap the ball. Stidham gets it, feeling some pressure. He offloads it to his right to RJ Harvey, who's like barely, I don't even know if he's past the line of scrimmage. So he's going to catch it short and have to find his way to the yard mark. And before he can even get to him, it's nearly picked off by Craig Woodson. So the pass falls incomplete. The Broncos turn it over on downs, and the Patriots take over, saving themselves from having to be down 10 or even 14. It's a huge play by the Patriots defense. After that, we see the Patriots take over, and they, after stalling on 1st and 2nd down, are faced with a 3rd and 13. So they keep finding themselves in these long 3rd down situations, being unable to pick up the yardage. But this time, they actually get it done. They manage to get the pass off to Hollins and pick up the 1st down. But just 2 plays later, they face 3rd and 3 once again. And this time, Drake May gets tackled as he's trying to leave the pocket. So he gets sacked for no gain. For no loss, no gain, 0 yards. And the Patriots once again have to punt the ball away. They are struggling mightily, I might add. Through the 1st quarter, they had a total of 12 yards. Not good at all. This time, the punt travel is 45 yards, allowing the Broncos to start at the 17-yard line. I think this is the deepest into their own territory that they've had to start. Their worst field position yet. So on 1st down, we see a RJ Harvey 5-yard run. And then on 2nd down, we see an incomplete pass from Stidham. So that leaves us with 3rd and 5. And on 3rd and 5, Stidham drops back to pass. scrambling off to the side simply by running backwards, and at the last possible moment, he puts together a two-handed heave and tries to throw any semblance of a pass to make sure he doesn't take the sack. And as he does it, the ball comes out kind of sideways, so the Patriots defenders run after it, pick it up, and charge into the end zone, and no one knows what's going on. The refs, they can't seem to decide what has happened. Is it incomplete? Was it a fumble? Is it a turnover? No one knows what's going on. It seems like maybe it was incomplete. It seems like maybe it was a fumble. We really can't tell. And so the refs, they throw a flag. They throw a flag and they say Jarrett Stidham will be charged with intentional grounding because this was a pass thrown to no one. And so it's a loss of yardage and a loss of down. But the commentators, they seem to think that this was a backwards pass or that this was a fumble. This is not a forward pass. So they're questioning it, and as they're questioning it, the refs reconvene. And in their new announcement, they relay that the Patriots will actually gain possession of the ball because it was indeed not a forward pass. So it is officially ruled a fumble, and because the referees blew the play dead rather than it being a touchdown, the Patriots can only take over at the spot where the ball was recovered. So pandemonium ensues. Lots of people think it's a good call. Lots of people think it's a bad call. Depends on which side you ask. But I'll have you know that Gene Steratore himself during the broadcast said it was a good call by the refs. It was not a forward pass. It should be Patriots ball, and he did say it should be a touchdown. But can't win them all. So the Patriots, having struggled all game long, they finally get their best starting field position of the day. It is a miracle. And so all they need to do is run 2 plays and they can get into the end zone. And that's what they do. They run a first play, pick up a little bit of yardage. On second down, Drake May drops back to pass. Doesn't see anyone open, and he hasn't really been seeing anyone open all game long. So he just runs it up the middle and scores the touchdown himself with his legs. So all of a sudden the game is tied at 7-7 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left to go in the first half. Now the Broncos will get a chance to repossess the ball. So they get the ball and go 3 and out very, very quickly. The Patriots get the ball back, and they also go 3 and out very, very quickly. So there's just 2:10 left in the first half, and both teams have already possessed the ball once, and now they're going to get a second go at it. So the Broncos, they get the ball, and this time they gain enough yardage that with 24 seconds left, they have the opportunity to kick a 54-yard field goal. And so they send out Will Lutz. They take the snap. The kick is up, but it is no good. So now the Patriots, with 24 seconds, they have a chance to take the lead in this game. They gain just enough yardage to set up Borregales with a 63-yard kick. Keep in mind, his career long is something like 57 yards, and it was set earlier in this playoffs. So he tries to go for the impressive boot, and unfortunately, Borregales' kick is also wide of the mark. So we head into the halftime tied 7 points apiece between the Broncos and the Patriots. second half opens with the Patriots receiving the ball. I lost my train of thought. Sorry, I have a sentence in here about halftime. Halftime was actually a huge changing point in this game because the climate was not at all the same as it was in the first half. The first half, the field was pretty vibrant. You could see everything very clearly. It was cold, but it wasn't, visible. The coldness wasn't visible. The second half, a different story. Almost as soon as it's halftime, the snowflakes start to fall all over Denver, and we see that the field is slowly getting covered with a thin white layer. The lines that distinguish the different hash marks and the different segments of the field are starting to blend together, and the wind is picking up as the sun has disappeared from the horizon. So we entered this game and it was kind of like a low afternoon, still somewhat bright and sunny game, but now it is a winter storm. So completely different game as we start the second half. The Patriots, they received the opening kick in the second, and they take 16 plays to drive down the field. They construct a 16-play drive that lasts nearly 10 minutes long. 9 minutes and 30 seconds to be specific. And this way, this drive, it is the best that they've put together all game long. We see a 28-yard scramble from Drake May on 3rd and 9. We see a converted 4th and 1 from the Denver 8-yard line on a quarterback sneak from Drake May. And actually, the Broncos challenged the ruling on the sneak. They didn't think he made it. So they challenge, goes to review, and the referees determine that there's not enough evidence to overturn. So the call stands on the field. Patriots first down. It's first and goal from the 7-yard line. On first down, the Patriots, they gain 5. On second down, the Patriots lose 2 yards. And then on third down, this is for all the biscuits. You go up a touchdown in this game, that could be the difference maker. Patriots get sacked. So they will not be trying anything too aggressive. They will be settling for the points. They send out Borregales, and he knocks it through the uprights. Now, the Patriots are up 10-7. Their first lead of the game with 5 minutes left in third quarter. The Broncos, they get the ball back, and they quickly go 3 and out. So, they punted 52 yards back to the Patriots, and now the Patriots are getting tricky with it. They bust out the trick play. We see Drake May hand it off to Ramondre Stevenson. Stevenson turns around and hands it back to May. It's a flea flicker. Drake May cocks back his arm, launches it down the field perfectly to Mac Hollins. It's a 31-yard game. The Patriots' biggest play of the day through the snow and everything. And then, after that, the Patriots gained just 3 yards. They can't move the ball any further after that amazing play. And Borregales misses the 46-yard kick. So, it remains 10-7. It's still anybody's game. And now, as the game has entered the fourth quarter, the field is actually like caked in snow. I'm talking, it's so thick that they have to send out these guys with leaf blowers to stand and walk over the lines and kind of clear a path so that you can see the yard markers and the tick marks. And those are the conditions we're in now. It is looking rough for both quarterbacks. So, the Broncos in the fourth quarter with the ball, they just need a field goal. The Patriots, they just need to waste time. Now, luckily for the Patriots, the weather is so bad that both teams have to consider whether it's even worth it to throw the ball anymore. Like, there is wind, there is snow. Patriots are practically camouflaging in the field because they're wearing white from head to toe and the field is all white. So, do you risk it or do you just try and take the short 3-4 yard gains with your running backs and put together a drive? Either way, it works out to the Patriots' favor because time is not on the Broncos' side. The Broncos, they open up the fourth with a punt. The Patriots, they respond with a punt. The Broncos, seeing this, muster up the courage to put together a punt. And the Patriots, knowing that they need to outdo the Broncos, they put their best foot forward and they punt. So 4 punts later, we've seen basically no action in the fourth quarter. It's just 2-yard run, 1-yard loss, 3-yard run, punt. And the Patriots' last punt, it is so bad that it travels from their own 7-yard line 26 yards to the New England 33-yard line. So the Broncos are pretty much already in field goal range. They have every means to tie up this game, if not take a lead and win it. They get just a couple yards on first, second, and third down. So they have a 45-yarder set up for Will Lutz to tie the game up at 10 points apiece. But on the snap, the long snapper forgets that he is supposed to block someone. So he's staring through his legs, watching that ball delivered to the punter, all while there's guys on his left and his right there charging up at the kicker. And we see on the right side of the long snapper, there's just enough penetration that an arm goes up and the ball manages to ever so slightly get tipped. And so the Patriots effectively block the game-tying kick. Not a full block, but enough to get a piece of it to stray it from its intended course. And so they keep their 10-7 lead for another possession. They get the ball back with 4 minutes and 46 seconds left in the game. And they do what they do best. They punt. So, the Broncos, they have the ball, and they have a chance. 3 minutes and 5 seconds. 1 timeout in their pocket. They've got the 2-minute warning on their side. They just need 30 yards. 30 yards is all they need to send this game to overtime for a chance to make it to the Super Bowl. First down. Pass to R.J. Harvey. It goes for 1 yard. It's over. Second down. of a sudden, it's deja vu. He sees R.J. Harvey sprinting up the right sideline once again. We saw it in the first quarter, and it went for 52 yards. So Stidham drops his shoulder, unleashes the pass, and it travels through the air, intended for Harvey. But this time, Christian Gonzalez reads the pass like a book. He sees the ball all the way through the air and tracks it to its final destination, and then makes a leaping grab to intercept it and steal possession back for the Patriots. Outstanding. What a redemption for Christian Gonzalez. And now, the Broncos have to pray that they can stop the Patriots and get the ball back for one last shot. They have the 2-minute warning. They still have their timeout, so anything is possible. The Patriots, they just need to pick up one first down, and they can win this game. First down. The Patriots pick up 4 yards on a rush. Second down. The Patriots pick up just 1 yard. So now, 2-minute warning. Timeout. They're both gone. There's 1:57 left on the clock. Third down and 5 is the distance. The Broncos, they need this stop. Greg May takes the snap. He fakes the handoff to the right, and he takes a deep roll to his left. He looks down the field. He sees a clear path. It's just him and one man to beat to get to the outside and take it to the pylon. So he sprints back to the line of scrimmage towards the sideline, and he's just outside the fingertips of the closing in defender. And he evades, slips past him, and takes it up the field just enough for the first down. And that's it. Ball game. The New England Patriots have won. They are going to Super Bowl 60. Wow. What a game. Not in your traditional instant classic. My oh my, it's the best game I've ever seen. Downright one of the ugliest games you have ever watched. But they did it. They managed to keep the steady party down to a minimum. And the Patriots are headed back to the Super Bowl, the 11th in franchise history. Man, that was way harder than it needed to be. That's what she said. Our key stats for this game. For the Patriots side, we have MVP caliber quarterback Drake May going 10 of 21 for 86 yards. And that's it. Yes, he did have some very important runs. I'll give that to him. Very critical at third down pickup with his legs, a rushing touchdown. But through the air, not a great day by any means. Then we have Ramondre Stevenson, 25 carries, 71 yards. That's less than 3 yards a carry. And finally, Mac Hollins, leading receiver for the Patriots, 2 catches for 51 yards. 17 of 31 passes for 133 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception, and 1 fumble. RJ Harvey finishes with 13 carries for 37 yards. And Marvin Mims Jr. leads the Broncos receivers with 4 catches for 62 yards. Now, for all the other games in the playoffs thus far, I've given you my offensive player of the game and defensive player of the game. But given how poorly both teams played on offense in this game, I don't think anyone deserves the offensive player of the game. Instead, we're shifting gears and we are awarding our first special team player of the game. And that most definitely is going to Jeremy Crenshaw, punter for the Denver Broncos. Crenshaw had 6 punts in this game with an average distance of 31.5 yards. He was monumental in the Broncos' efforts to defeat the Patriots in this one. Behringer, on the other hand, I think he was averaging 37 yards per punt. And obviously the weather didn't help, but the fact that Crenshaw could flip the field every single time for the Broncos, I do think he was the best player on the field in this game. What he was able to do despite the weather conditions, inspiring. Now, defensive player of the game. This one I can award, and I can award it pretty easily to Christian Gonzalez. Yes, he did give up that huge catch to Mims at the start of the game to allow the Broncos to score their first touchdown. But in total, he finishes with 6 sacks, 6 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss, and the play of the game, the interception on Jarrett Stidham with just 3 minutes left. So, that's my recap of the game flow, the key stats, and the plays and players of the game. Now, let's get to my takeaways. But before that, a fun fact. I was actually in attendance at this game. And let me explain to you how that happened. So, I may have mentioned this previously, I may not have, but my family lives in the Denver area. I grew up in the Bay Area, and as soon as I left for college, my parents sold the house and they moved to resettle in Denver. So it's kind of home. It's never really felt like home to me, but it is where my parents have lived for the last 4 years. And during the season, as the Patriots and the Broncos were neck and neck for first place in the AFC, my dad, he had this great inkling that if the Broncos finish as first in the AFC and the Patriots finish as second in the AFC, there's a chance that the Broncos might host the Patriots in the playoffs. And that was his preferred outcome. Not because he thought that Denver was a bad team or that it would be a good matchup for the Patriots, but because if that's how things played out and both teams beat their early opponents, there might be a slight chance that the Broncos would host the Patriots in Denver and he would be able to go to the game. against the Bills. They barely edge out Josh Allen in overtime to win 33-30. So it is confirmed the Broncos are hosting at Mile High next weekend for the AFC Championship game. So my dad looks at the tickets and they're ridiculous. They're well over the thousands per seat. Not gonna happen. But then 1 hour passes, and the worst possible news for every Denver Bronco fan is released. Bo Nix has broken a bone in his ankle. He is done, out for the season, needs to get surgery immediately. Dumbfounding news, because he didn't even look hurt. He mustered up the courage to kind of just bite his tongue, fight through the pain, and give everyone their moment so that they could celebrate without feeling despair heading into the next week's matchup. Ticket prices plummet from where they once were. What used to be over $1,000 a seat for the very worst seats in the entire stadium have now come floating down to 300. And now 300 is a large number, yeah. But it's less than a third of what it once was. And now the next day, the New England Patriots, in their ugly performance against the Texans, they do manage to pull out the victory, and my dad's dream scenario has come true. The Broncos are hosting the Patriots in the playoffs in Denver, in his backyard, essentially. What better opportunity to go to a playoff game than this? So he calls me with still honestly 4 minutes left in the Texans game, but at this point it was pretty much in the bag, and he asks, do you want to go to the AFC Championship game? You have an hour to decide, because he's figuring ticket prices will go up, flight prices will go up. I thought about it. I didn't really need to give it that much of a thought. I think I do tend to hesitate in moments like this. The last time I had the opportunity to go to a Patriots game, I kind of turned it down. And my dad was like, no, you're going. I was like, okay, yeah, you're right. And I thought about it, and I thought, why the heck not? Why would I not go? Yes, it is a little bit out of nowhere, spontaneous. I had to fly to Denver on Saturday, attend the game, take Monday off or remote, fly back. We'll have to find the tickets. It's gonna be maybe a costly affair. But this is the perfect storm, isn't it? When are we ever gonna have a place? When is Denver ever gonna host the Patriots again, to the point where we could just hop on over? It's like a 40-minute train ride, a 20-minute car ride. It's the most convenient placement for a playoff game. So I say yes. He buys the tickets, and the plane tickets. Turns out we had enough miles that they were free. And the miles conversion to the dollar amounts, the miles actually are cheaper than the actual amount we would have had to pay. So it's a lot of money saved on airfare. Completely free on airfare. Ticket, yeah, it's a lot bit expensive. But once in a lifetime opportunity. So I get there on Saturday. We get our gear, because it's gonna be cold. We bought the tickets not even thinking about the weather. And I arrive, and my dad tells me it is going to be damn near single digits as we're out there. They're expecting wind. They're expecting snow. It is going to be silly how cold we will feel. But I don't mind. We buy our shiesties. We already had Denver. We have our ski bands. We don't even ski, but sometimes ski bands are a must. When it's that cold, we're all decked out. So, hop on the train. We take the train with the massive amount of Broncos fans to the game, and they're all lovely. Broncos fans, some of the nicest you'll ever meet. I went to one Broncos game in the past. It was for the second year that Russell Wilson was quarterback for the Broncos. It was kind of around Christmas. It was like a game that no one wanted to go to because of the timing of it in proximity to Christmas, and it was against one of the 4-13 Patriots teams. The first year they went 4-13, so yeah, not a star-studded matchup. Broncos still had playoff hopes on the line, but the Patriots, they were down and out. And at that game, we're one of the few New England Patriots fans in the audience, and the Patriots actually pulled off the upset. And no dirty looks. We're just like, aw shucks, from all the Broncos fans. They're very nice and hospitable all throughout. I have a lot of respect for Denver and their fan base. So, we're on the train, we're chumming it up with everyone on the train, and there's a solid number of Pats fans on there. We get to the Mile High Station. It's about a 20-minute walk to the actual arena. Not arena, but stadium. And then, giant lines to get in. We get in, take all 5 ramps up, and we're sitting in the 500th section looking down. Luckily, it's still a pretty good view. My dad was able to get, basically center field, a little bit to the right of center field on the visitor side. And funnily enough, in that 500 section at the very top right, it was mostly Patriots fans. I guess that was all we could afford. But we were scrunched together back there, surviving the cold with one another. And in the first half of the game, energy was high. Then the Patriots kept bunting. And it's not that, anyone lost hope or anything like that. But it was just like, damn, this team is not doing well. The Broncos don't even have Bo Nix, and we're struggling this bad. Jared Stidham is actually outplaying Drake May at the moment. Yikes. And then, the 4th down. I mean, not every time, through the first 2 or 3 series, it was pin drop silence when the Broncos were on the field on offense. It was 110 decibels minimum when the Patriots were on the field on offense. Finally, the Patriots fans, we walked in, and on defense, we would get a couple of defense chants going, and the 4th down stop. We're hyped in our far back section out here. Then the Stidham fumble. Man, was it tense in that section. Patriots fans out of their minds. They not only are cheering for the fumble, but everyone thinks the touchdown is scored, so we're celebrating. Everyone else is calling bullshit. This is the worst call I've ever seen in my life. That is a forward pass. So nice little back and forth to the dichotomy of man, the duality of man. So they end up confirming that it was a fumble. Patriots take over. They scored the touchdown. Now everyone's overjoyed. Game is finally tied up. It's at halftime. We see the missed kick. We go down. We get there early enough that we're able to snag a spot at the front of the concession line. Denver, the Mile High Stadium. Food prices, by the way, unbelievable. They do such a good job. It's $5 for almost every item, which is great for stadium food. A hot dog was $5, a hot chocolate was $5. You could get, I think a beer was $8.50. Not that we were drinking $5, like $8. Pretzel $5, nachos $5. Like, it's very well priced, very fair and affordable menu. So we opted for 2 hot dogs, 2 hot chocolates. They didn't have that. They didn't have any more hot dogs. So 2 bratwursts, 2 hot chocolates. Eating our glissies right down there by the condiment section. And then as soon as we finish, it's back. The game is back in the third quarter. But as we were there eating the bratwurst in that like slightly covered section, that's when the snow hit. The sun got out and the snow came out. So we came back up and now it is frigid. So we take out the shiesties, we put them on. I'm wearing my glasses, so they're kind of fogging up. I have to adjust so that my mask is down here when they're playing, and when it goes to add, I actually pull it up. And man, it's cold. It is so cold. Some of the coldest weather I think I've felt. There's snow coming at us sideways. Like, wind is hitting you straight in the face. It feels sharp. And the snow is covering my glasses. My glasses are fogging up and then freezing. Crazy phenomenon. And yeah, we're just toughing it through to see the end of the game. And so we're struggling in the fans section. They're struggling on the field. I have so much respect for them for being able to play through that, because man, I was in t-shirt on the underneath most layer, Patriots quarter zip. Then I had a double layer hoodie on top of the double layer hoodie, puffer jacket, and then gloves, both hands. I got hand warmers inside the gloves. I got ski pants, long socks, like winter boots, the shiesty Patriots beanie on top. Like, we are decked out, and it's still pretty rough. Like, I could not feel my feet the entire second half of the game. It was rock solid. But worth every single minute, just because of the outcome. You know, one of those things where I don't know that I'll live through another experience like that. Very close, well-fought game by the Denver Broncos. They really could have won it, even with Stidham at quarterback. He played as well as he needed to. Just one missed pass away. If he gets that pass out, maybe a different game. If they go for that field goal, maybe a different game. But things worked out the way that they did. Patriots advance. They go back to the Super Bowl. And yeah, I was there to witness it. One of those, like, not exactly bucket list, but like one of those like lifetime achievement awards internally. You know, one of those things that you don't necessarily know that you're ever gonna get to experience. I thought, obviously, this sounds like a load of horse shit coming out of my mouth. I'm sorry about that. No, Patriots have not had an R out of any franchise in football, but genuinely after the last 2 seasons, I did think, like, you know, I had my good years in my, like, middle school, early high school days, and I'm probably gonna spend the rest of my years loyally devoted to this team, and they're gonna suck. They're gonna be as bad as some of the worst teams out there. And it might be a while before they really see success again, but that's okay. I've had my fair share. I'm in it for the long run. It's been like 3 years, man. It's really not fair. But from where the team looked a couple seasons ago, to be back here, to be able to attend a game like this, for them to win once again and go to a Super Bowl, it's just like, wow. it's been a great year, man. It has been phenomenal. Just between the regular season and fantasy, I do think that it's like a different kind of joy and excitement when you're not expecting it. Like my true thoughts about this year was we are not gonna make the playoffs. And if I'm really hopeful, maybe we can crack that 7th seed. I did think this is like it's like an 8 and 9 team, but if we get just a couple wins to go our way, maybe they can scrape to 10. Never did I imagine 14 wins, win the AFC East, finish as the 2 seed, win the AFC Championship, go back to the Super Bowl. Like, this is so far beyond my wildest imaginations, and I'm pretty delusional. I think in the last couple years, I've learned to be, I guess, more normal with the expectations, but early on it was just like, yeah, win 12 games, go on a deep postseason run. Either you go to the playoff, you either go to the Super Bowl, where it's like, you'll go next year. That was the expectation for a little bit yet. And at this point, it was just like, wow, they just keep winning. They keep on winning. They keep on doing it. And the ride just keeps on going. So now it's just like, regardless of how the Super Bowl goes, I cherish this. And honestly, regardless of whatever team you root for, whether I've said positive or negative things about your team over the last 3 years or so that I have had this channel, I truly hope that every one of you in your lifetime at some point gets a chance to see your team play in the Super Bowl. I think it's obviously stressful, but it's exciting in a way that you can't control. So much of life is within our control. I guess there are ups, there are downs. But I think when you watch a team and you are so disconnected from them, but you feel like you're a part of their success or their culture or whatever they're doing, when you feel like actually linked to their well-being, seeing them succeed brings a certain level of joy on the inside. It's kind of indescribable. It is. I think it's kind of baffling how like impactful sports can be to like the human spirit. How much people can live off of it and, I guess be in ruins because of it. So I hope that one day this will be you and your team, and you'll see them on the dawn of the Super Bowl getting ready to face off in the ultimate battle. And I hope that your team succeeds, as I'm hoping will be the case for the Patriots in 2 weeks. But with that, we can move on to the second game of this AFC NFC Championship weekend. And this will be the Seattle Seahawks defeating the Los Angeles Rams at a margin of 31-27 to advance to the Super Bowl once again after 12 years. In this game, now this was a nice one to watch. This is, if you call this game an instant classic, I wouldn't refute it. I don't know that I would put it up there, but I'm not mad at it. Some stellar football being played in this one. We see the LA Rams start with the ball, and they have a quick 3 and out to begin the game. Then the Seattle Seahawks Sam Darnold connects with Rashid Shaheed, who is streaking up the side of the field for a 51-yard gain on a perfect pass on an excellent release on Shaheed's go route. After that, the Seahawks take just a few more plays, and then they managed to punch it in with Kenneth Walker on a touchdown run. After that, the Rams repossessed the ball, and they quickly moved down the field, thanks in large part to a 44-yard catch from Puka Nacua. Then we see 3 straight incompletions for Matthew Stafford, forcing the Rams to kick from the 26-yard line. So it's now 7-3 in favor of the Seahawks. The Seahawks, they get the ball back, and they slowly chip away at the Rams defense on their next drive, and they get all the way up to the Rams 9-yard line. But disaster strikes when they have an offensive holding penalty that ruins their momentum. So instead of being able to punch it in and take the 14-3 lead, they have to take 3 points and settle for a 10-3 lead. As the game moves into the second quarter, the Rams receive the ball, and they move back into field goal range due to a Devontae Adams 23-yard catch. And then on 3rd and 10 at the 23, Matthew Stafford gets sacked for 9 yards, and even worse, he fumbles the ball. But luckily, the Rams are able to jump on it, and they recover the fumble. So that sets them up for another field goal, and they get another 3 points on the board. They're now losing 10-6. Seattle, they get the ball back for their 3rd possession of the game, and this time they run just 4 plays, and then they're forced to make their first punt of the day. The Rams get the ball, and they go running down the field, and they score their first touchdown of the day, thanks to a 9-yard Kyren Williams catch in the flat, where he's wide open to waltz into the end zone. So now the Rams lead the Seahawks 13-10. The Seahawks and Rams both go 3-and-out on their following possessions, their best Patriots-Broncos impressions. And with 54 seconds left in the first half, the Seahawks got the ball, and they fly forward with the help of a 42-yard catch by Jackson Smith-Njigba. He has been prolific in this first half, and he continues to deliver on this final drive. The Seahawks need just a few more plays, and then Darnold finds GSN once again, this time on a 14-yard touchdown pass. The Rams get the ball back, and they choose to kneel it out. So the game goes to half with the Seahawks leading 17-14. It's getting hot. High-scoring game after a very, very low-scoring game in the AFC. So the second half opens with the Seahawks offense getting the ball, and they as they punt to the Rams. The ball travels a whopping 50 plus yards. And so the Rams are all set up to, get a good drive going, extend their, I guess retake the lead. They're down 13-17. They had a lead just before the half. It's their time to go snatch the chain back, get back in this. And then disaster strikes. We have the punt returner, Smith of the Rams, tripping over himself, basically falling backwards into the grass well before the punt has ever arrived, and is off target. The ball comes down, bounces off of him, and it goes straight to Seattle. Seattle picks it up, dives on it, and recovers the muffed punt. Horrible. So, Seattle gets the ball set up in the red zone. They take just one play from Sam Darnold and Jake Bobo to score the touchdown. And now, all of a sudden, in a game that could have gone back in the Rams' favor, the Seahawks are up big. They're now up 11 points. It is a 24-13 lead. And the Rams are down 2 possessions thanks to Smith. So, the Rams, they get the ball back, and they respond relatively quickly. They get a 40-yard catch from Colby Parkinson, and then a 29-yard catch from Devontae Adams. And all that's left is for Devontae Adams to score a 2-yard touchdown on another pass from Stafford. So, it's now 20-24, back to a 1-possession game. Now the Seahawks, they receive the ball, and they march right back down the field. And they find a way to score another touchdown. And this time, it is to Cooper Kupp, the main man himself, former Super Bowl MVP and Triple Crown winner, playing against his former team in the LA Rams that dropped him earlier this season. So he gets the touchdown, and the Seahawks are back to an 11-point lead. So the Rams get the ball, they go back on the field, and Stafford plays a 35-yard pass to Devontae Adams, and then follows it up with a 34-yard pass to Puka Nacua for a touchdown. And it's a crazy touchdown catch. He manages to get in, but the way that Puka is able to honestly just play football is mesmerizing. This guy is unreal. And so, just like that, we see the Rams back in a 4-point deficit. Just 5 plays later, it's a 27-31 game. So, now, we enter the 4th quarter. Their Seahawks get the ball, and they burn 4 minutes of clock on their next drive. But they are not really playing to get more points, it looks like. They're more so looking to burn some time. So they succeed, and they kick the ball off to the Rams. The Rams get the ball, and there is 12:18 left on the clock. Plenty of time to get back into this game. But they take 5 whole minutes just to get back to the red zone. So they get the ball, they travel to the Seattle 20-yard line, and it takes 5 minutes, and they still got 20 yards to go. So, first down, they pick up 6 yards on 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. So, it is 2nd and 4 from the the 6. On second down, they run it up the middle for 0 yards, no gain. So that leaves us with third and 4 from the 6-yard line. The pass falls incomplete. And now we have the moment of the game. Could be the most important play in both of these teams' season. 4th and 4 from the 6-yard line. The Rams can choose to get the first down and keep hunting for those last 2, or they can go for it all and try and get the touchdown here to take the late lead in this game. Stafford takes the snap. He drops back to pass, and he's got plenty of time. He's got all day back there. He scans the field, looks across once, looks across twice, and then finds his man, zips the pass to Ferguson. I think his name is Ferguson. In the back of the end zone. And it's nearly picked off by Devon Witherspoon. Witherspoon is covering him like a blanket. He's able to jump the route, and it's more like he's gonna catch the ball, and Ferguson now has to play defense on him. So the pass falls incomplete. The Rams turn it over on down, and it's Seahawks ball with 4:54 left to play. Now obviously the Rams can still get it back. Granted, they're able to stop the Seahawks. So the Seahawks, they get the ball, they run, and they run, and they run. They run the clock down all the way to the 31-second mark. And it's at this point that they've finally gone as far as they can go. So they are ready to punt. They punt it back to the Rams with one last chance. The Rams have burned all their timeouts. They have, I believe it was 24 seconds, 23 seconds to get this ball in position to complete the Hail Mary. First down, Stafford completes it to Puka Nacua for 23 yards, and they all rally to the ball and spike it. 11 seconds left in the game. They're set up now at their own 30-yard line. So they need to go 70 yards in 11 seconds. We're looking at 2 plays here. You can get one chunk play out on the sidelines to set you up at the 50-yard line, and then you gotta go for the Hail Mary and just pray that either Puka or Devontae or Parkinson, someone catches that pass. So, on second down after the spike, the Rams snap the ball. Stafford looks at the pass. He sees Puka Nacua running across the field, headed for the sideline. He throws a pass perfectly to Puka, only where Puka can catch it. Puka catches it, grabs the ball, and dives for the sideline. With 1 second left in the game, it is the perfect play, perfectly executed, leaving 1 second left on the clock, setting up the Rams at the 50-yard line, essentially, 47-yard line, so they can go for the Hail Mary. Except that's not what happened. The refs gather at the spot, they look at each other, and they decide, keep it running. He did not get out of bounds, he came down in bounds. And they show the replay, they review it. His butt cheek is down. He's got a cheek down on the field before he rolls out. It's over. The Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl. Wow. Now that's a genuine wow. Like, that was a good game. That was a crazy game. I really was hoping that Buko had gotten out, because, man, I love a good Hail Mary to end a playoff game, because you never know. Stafford's arm, these elite receivers, who knows what could happen, but just needed 3 more inches to get out. Story of my life. No, I'm just kidding. And that's the game. So, key stats from this one. We've got the Rams quarterback, another MVP candidate, putting out an MVP type performance. In the loss, Stafford goes 22 of 35 for 374 yards and 3 touchdowns. Blake Corum, the leading ball carrier for the Rams, 9 carries for 55 yards. And Puka Nacua, the stud, 9 catches for 165 yards and 1 touchdown. This man loves playing against the Seahawks. I don't know what it is, but he refuses to have a bad game against them. For the Seattle Seahawks, we got Sam freaking Darnold, 25 of 36 for 346 yards and 3 touchdowns. A near perfect game from Sammy Boy. Kenneth Walker III as the workhorse back. He sees 19 carries for 62 yards and another touchdown. And finally, Jackson, Smith, and Jigba going pan for pan, inch for inch, touchdown for touchdown with Puka Nacua. He has 10 catches for 153 yards and 1 touchdown in this game. These guys are insane. Both quarterbacks, both wide receiver ones, just absolutely ridiculous performances in the NFC Championship game. I mean, JSN all season long making a case for why he's the best wide receiver in football. You saw that one-handed grab. He was running to like the left sideline. Darnold throws it. I think it was 3rd down, and he catches it with one arm extended like this, and then just keeps it like that and goes out of bounds. I mean, it was baller. Both guys so fluid and nice to watch in their own ways. Both also extremely tough. I know that JSN's a smaller guy, but like he can really take a hit for someone of his size. And Puka's a beast. I can say you could go either way, but I definitely think like we've had the crown with Jamar Chase, we've had the crown with Justin Jefferson. Some could argue maybe CD or AJ Brown in their respective years that they played well. You didn't hear that. But I think this year, our clear top 2 receivers in the league, gotta go JSN and Puka. I mean, it's these guys, it's neck and neck. These guys are both phenomenal. But in terms of offensive player of the game in this one, I gotta give it to Sam Darnold. 4 ridiculous performances, but I think the one that is the most impressive, the one that needed to happen the most, because we hadn't seen it. We hadn't seen him elevate to a level like this. And boy, did he deliver. Sam Darnold with the game of his life, the game of his career, to take the Seattle Seahawks to the Super Bowl. Just a sensational performance. One of the highest passer ratings ever recorded for a quarterback in the NFC Championship. I think it's just Matt Ryan and like Nick Foles ahead of him, something like that. And I gotta give credit where credit is due. I've been slandering Sam Darnold's name all season long. Did it last year, did it this year. And he belongs here. This is no scrub. This is no fluke or chance or miracle. He has gotten this team here with a brilliant level of play that I did not think he was capable of. And he is playing out of his mind. It is leading a very, very good-looking Seahawks team into the Super Bowl. Defensive player of the game. We gotta go with Devon Witherspoon. He finished the game with 8 tackles. He had 2 pass pass breakups, including that game-saving pass breakup on the Rams' 4th down attempt. Compared to Reek Woolen, who was like trying to throw the game for the Seahawks, I think that also allowed Witherspoon to look a little bit better in comparison. And then finally, play of the game in this one. I think there are a lot of spectacular plays, a lot of awe-worthy moments. You could give it to the muff punt as like the most monumental moment in the game. Could give it to the Witherspoon batted pass as like the game clinching play. But I think my play of the game in terms of just like most impressive play to be completed in the most important moment, I'm gonna go with the Jake Bobo touchdown pass and catch. It was first down, and they were kind of in the red zone, but at that point, you only led by 4, and on first down, with the pressure right up his face through the middle of the pocket. Sam Darnold stands, hangs in there, delivers a perfect pass to Jake Bobo, and Jake Bobo is like, he's being smothered, like the defense is all over him, but it's a perfect pass, and like, he's about to get nailed. Darnold knows he's about to get rocked. He still hangs in there and delivers the best pass of the game of his night, of his year. It was very impressive, and it allowed them to go up 2 touchdowns, and the Rams had to be playing catch up all night long after that. So, big moment, big delivery. And yeah, my thoughts and takeaways on this one. Very entertaining. Really well fought by both teams. The defenses, they could only do so much. Both offenses really had a field day in this one. Darnold and Stafford zipping the ball wherever it needed to be. They would get it there. JSN and Puka Nacua absolutely unguardable. Devontae also had a pretty nice game. Gets the revenge touchdown, just like all throughout, from front to back. Everyone except for the running backs essentially just had a really good game. The Rams, we gotta somewhat feel good for them. But it's a self-inflicted error. Smith doesn't fumble that. Who knows what would have happened in this game? I don't know how many people are really punching themselves over the like Puka sideline out thing. Like, that's the best you can do at that point. 4th down play, that probably stings quite a bit. It's definitely the right call. I forgot. I think at one point one of my parents was saying like, yeah, they should kick the field goal here and then play defense and kick another field goal. And I was like, I don't know. I think pinning the Seahawks this deep in their own territory, you can get a first down or the touchdown. It's really, I would go for it here, so I didn't mind the call one bit. Just did not play out very well for the Rams. So I think the 4th down play, and definitely that turnover, probably have them wincing in pain, thinking about their season. But they were close. They're really close. The Seahawks, man, just with how they've looked in the playoffs so far, scary. I'll say that. At the very least. And so that brings us to our playoff finale, our Super Bowl matchup, Super Bowl 60 matchup between the New England Patriots, once again, and the Seattle Seahawks. We've seen this story before, 12 years ago. 2014 Super Bowl is the Malcolm Butler game. All the Seahawks had to do was run it with Marshawn Lynch on the 1-yard line. Malcolm Butler said otherwise to their plans to pass. So, that was a great game. We'll see how this one pans out. just from a, an unbiased standpoint, I think the Seahawks will enter this game as favorites just because, their offense has been rolling. 40 points 2 rounds ago. This round, or 1 round ago, this round, they put up 31. They've had a top offense to the year. Defensively, they have been very stout. And they have arguably the best wide receiver in football from this year. Despite them not even throwing the ball all that much, they're more of a run team. Clinton Kubiak offense. Patriots, on the other hand, they, despite all the criticisms, they've made it here. All through the regular season, it was spanking a bunch of bad teams. They get to the playoffs. It's been ugly. It's been ugly wins, but wins nonetheless. Now they're playing winning teams, and they're getting the job done. So, will it be an offensive, supercharged game, or will it be the two teams toughing it out for 60 minutes? I don't know. I think, here's what I know. Here is what I know. So far, the Seahawks have looked fantastic on offense all playoff long. The Patriots have looked pained. They have not looked good on offense. They have survived. They're game managing, and they're game managing well enough to win their games. But it hasn't been Drake Mays stepping up into the moment, winning them the games off of sensational performances. It's been the defense. The defense has been electric. They've generated turnovers. They've generated pressures. They've held the other opposing quarterbacks in check and made key stops when needed, forced key turnovers when needed. And they're the biggest reason why they've had postseason success. So, I see two things here. I see the Patriots, whose defense has been electric, but they haven't really played a competent offense so far this postseason. The Chargers were the closest thing to that, and they did not do well. Texans mid, Broncos back up. It has not been offensive juggernauts by any means for the Patriots defense. On the other side, we haven't seen the Seahawks play a good defense yet. The Seahawks played against the Niners defense, which was not good. And then they got the Rams, and the Rams defense is solid. But it's more the offense that carries in that game. The offense was able to score on the Seahawks defense. So, we've seen them limit a prolific offense enough to get the win. But, defensively, it's just like this Patriots defense versus the Seahawks offense is gonna be the deciding point in the game. Can the Patriots defense limit the Seahawks offense and vice versa? I think for the Patriots offense and Seahawks defense, we know what to expect. We've seen it all playoffs long. They've got to do good defense. Patriots offense, when they're faced with a good defense, we know what their play style is like. They will struggle. They'll get a couple of key plays here and there. They will pick up some first downs off the legs of Stevenson and Drake May on crucial third rounds. They're going to get sacked like 4 or 5 times. And if lucky, they won't turn the ball over that much. So, the key is really going to be who wins the turnover battle and what is going to amount between the unstoppable force and the immovable object. Because Patriots defense looks crazy good, but the Seahawks offense also looks crazy good. So, yeah. Gotta be interesting. I obviously got my guys. But I think I'm gonna invite one of my coworkers to joined for this game. He recently moved here from the Oregon region. He's a big Pacific Northwest guy, a Mariners fan, Oregon Ducks fan, Seattle Seahawks fan, and so, we've been in a bracket together. Me, him, and a couple other of my friends. Everyone else's bracket is completely busted. He's got the Seahawks winning the Super Bowl. I've got the Patriots winning in mine. So both of us can end up on top. We'll see. I'm not gonna lie though. The Super Bowl. I'm not even stressed about it. No, I mean I am stressed about the game, but I'm stressed about hosting it. I do think that when the Patriots are playing, I am tensed in a way that I don't really get in other parts of life. Like, yeah, work can be tense, but I don't go to work with my friends, so I don't see that. At my place, Patriots in the Super Bowl, I'm gonna be on edge. I'm gonna be so on edge all game long. I'm gonna have to prep them because I've got the coworker and I've got 3 other people who are like ball knowers. They know if you turn on the game and you say nothing, they understand what's going on. They can follow the game. They can comment on the game. They might not know all the players, but they understand and they enjoy. The rest of my friends, I love them to death. Oh my god. They're gonna rage bait the shit out of me. Either unknowingly or intentionally. I don't know that I can have that. Our place is small. I've never shown, how small the apartment I live in is, but it's not very large. We got a TV. We got a couch that fits 3. If you squish it, it fits 4. Immediately hitting the couch, you got the dining table. Dining table has 1 bench and 2 seats. It's all crammed between the couch and then this exterior wall. So if you really maximize it, we got 8 seats in front of the TV, clear in, actually in front. You can't really move in and out all that well. You kind of gotta stay locked in place. Then we can move out 1 bench and 2 people can watch sideways. So that's 10. Get 10 seats. With not a lot of movement. If people are at my place, I can do the prep. I can be hospitable until the game starts. And then I think I'm really gonna just exist in 1 seat in excitement, panic, stress, laughter, enjoyment. I don't know. A whirlwind of emotions. And I'm just gonna be there. I'm trying to. I don't even know. I'm trying to be a normal human being when this happens, because, as I mentioned, usually, I guess since I've left for college, I've watched every Patriots game either alone or with my family. Well, I guess historically, any Patriots game that has mattered, I've watched with my family or alone. I've never had friends in tune enough to understand what's going on. So, if it's a casual Super Bowl, it's just like the Broncos and the Seahawks. I don't care. I've got no, horse in the race. I'm chilling. But now that there are stakes, now that I've got personal involvement and feelings, I mean, I'm gonna be on full display. So, I'm trying to be cognizant of my reactions and things. I can't just zone out. I guess I have to be a little more present, and I have to try not to get rage baited. But I'm gonna prep them. I'm gonna do a mandatory training. If you're gonna watch Super Bowl here, please come on Friday. Learn how to watch the game. I'm gonna try my best, my darndest, to teach them how football works, so they least during the game, all the like simple, basic questions are out of the way. Because, man, oh man, if we get one of those, why don't they just run it on every down? Why don't they just score the touchdown? Who's playing? How many points? How many points do you get at a time? It's like, not today, guys. Not today. We can. It's not the day to try and learn the game. We will learn prior, and on the day we will watch. So yeah, that's all that I've got for you guys. Thank you for watching and listening. I hope you enjoyed. I enjoyed reliving the memories of it. It's gonna be a blast. This is shaping up to be one of the best sports years of my life. I'm thrilled. I'm stoked. It'll be a fun 2 weeks. I'll put out another video next week. I'm not 100% sure what about quite yet, but probably something NFL awards related or some sort of Super Bowl predictions, MVP predictions, probably something like that. You know the vibes. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.